Welcome students, we are back with another lesson. In this lesson, we will deduce relations among various physical quantities using the method of dimension. So let's take an example. Okay, we can use this question as an example. Using the method of dimensions, derive an expression for the centripetal force acting on a particle of mass m moving with a velocity v in a circle of radius r. So this centripetal force quantity, okay, we will discuss about this in more details in our upcoming classes. For now, we'll just try to derive the expression for this centripetal force using the method of dimension. Now in the question they have said that our centripetal force depends upon the mass of the body moving with velocity v, and it is moving in a circle of radius capital R. So we are given these physical quantities. So using these physical quantities, we will derive the relation or expression for the centripetal force. So here my centripetal force F is proportional to, okay, this is your proportionality sign. Now my centripetal force is proportional to your mass m of the body. Now we don't know at what power of m it is dependent. Okay, so we assume let it be dependent on some power of mass of power a. Fine. Similarly, it depends on your velocity, and again we don't know the power of velocity, so let it be some power v. And finally, it depends upon the radius r. Again, let it be of some power c. So force is directly proportional to m to the power a, v to the power b, c to the power r to the power c. Fine. Now if I have to remove this proportionality sign, by removing proportionality sign I means I want to add a equal to sign. Instead of writing proportionality sign, I have to write a equal to sign. So if I want to make this proportionality sign to a equal to sign, what I have to do? I have to introduce a constant. So let this constant be capital K. Fine. So whenever you have to remove a proportionality sign, what you have to do? You have to write equal to and multiply a constant. Fine. The rest everything will be same. So K times m to the power a, v to the power b, r to the power c. So this is the expression for the force. This is the dimensional expression for the force. Okay, now what you do is write the dimensions of the various quantity here. Okay, so let's start with the dimension of F. Okay, so if you don't remember the dimension for F, what you can do is I have given you a dimensional formula chart. Okay, this is the dimensional formula chart I have given to you. Okay, you can use this dimensional formula chart to check the various dimensions of the given physical quantity. So for now we need the dimension for force. Okay, so here at 7 number, the dimension of force is mass times acceleration, and its dimension is written as ml t to the power minus 2. Fine. So the dimension of F is ml t to the power minus 2. Next, the dimension for K is a dimensionless constant. Okay, so there is no need to write the dimensions for K. Next is your mass. Mass dimension is capital A. Now since there is power A, m 0 lt to the power minus 1. So the dimension is only lt to the power minus 1. Now since there is power b, so you have to write down power of b also. Next you have radius. Radius is the length, so dimension will be capital L, and it has a power c. Fine. Fine. Now let's open the bracket. So I write m to the power 1, L to the power 1, t to the power minus 2, m to the power a, L to the power B, T to the power minus B, L to the power C. Now this two, using the law of exponents, I can write L to the power B plus C times T to the power minus B. Fine. Now I have the dimensions ready. Now as we know, all the equations should maintain a dimensional consistency. That means the dimension of M should be same on both left hand side and right hand side. The dimension of L should be same. The dimension of T should also be same. So on comparing the dimensions of both sides, look here, comparing the dimensions of the similar quantities. Mass has a dimension A and mass has a dimension 1. So comparing, my A will be how much? 1. Similarly, your length dimension is B plus C, length dimension is 1. So B plus C should be how much? It should be 1. Fine. Now compare for the time. Now for the time, the power minus B should be equal to the power minus 2. So minus B equals to minus 2. Fine. Now we have got this 3 equation. Now from this last equation, my minus B equals to minus 2. So I can cancel this negative side from both hand sides. So my B should be equal to 2. If my B equals to 2, then using this relation I can write down my B plus C equals to 1. Now if I substitute the value of 2 at B, then I can write 2 plus C equals to 1. Fine. Now I can send this 2 to the other side. It will become minus 2. Therefore, I can write C as 1 minus 2. And what is 1 minus 2? It is minus 1. Therefore, the value of C is minus 1, the value of B is 2, and the value of A is 1. Fine. So after getting this A, B, C values, what I can do is I can substitute these values in my equation 1, this equation. So I can write this K here, then M to the power of A. A is how much? 1. So I can write M to the power 1. Similarly, write down V, and V is to the power 2. So write down V square. Next, you write down R, and C equals to how much? Minus 1. So R to the power minus 1. Fine. So on further simplification, I can write K equals to mv square upon R. So this is the expression for your centripetal force, which depends on your mass m moving with a velocity v in a circle of radius r. Fine. So that's it for today's class. Thank you. And if you have any confusion, please don't hesitate to ask. I will re-explain it to you again. So again, thank you.